Okay, so this is a program for those having a hard time reading the Moody'S diagram because it's so complicated. Two y-axes, a whole bunch of blue lines, hypnotic blue lines running through the graph. You don't know where to go. You don't know if you're following it. So this is a program that's gonna accurately calculate the friction factor for you, which is kind of interesting. Um, First thing is you have to know that NR, whenever I use NR, I'm referring to the Reynolds number. And that when I do D over epsilon, this is called the relative roughness, and I think it's on the right part of your graph, the Moody'S diagram, on the y-axis. So, another thing is, if the Reynolds number is less than 2000, then you could use this formula. The friction factor equals 64 divided by the Reynolds number. And for the numbers between 2000 and 4000 in the Reynolds number, the friction factor cannot be calculated because it's considered to be in the transitional zone. So anytime you have a number between 2000 and 4000, it's hard to predict what the friction factor is. And if we get through this program, we'll put in these and put in these numbers, we should be able to get the friction factor. First off, turn on your calculator. Go to program. We're going to set a new program, so go 3 degrees to the right. Create new, press enter, and second alpha. So we're going to call it, by second alpha we put letter lock, and we're going to call it Moody'S diagram. M-O-O-D, where's Y? Y-S, there you go, Moody'S. And you press in enter, and we're off. So the first thing you do is that we're going to put in an input value. We're going to do that by pressing program, go to I over O, input, enter, and we're going to put quotation marks. This is going to be alpha, the plus key, and we're going to go alpha D over, and there's no small letter e, so we're just going to put the capital letter E. D over E equals, we're going to, for equals, you put second test, number 1, enter. That'll give you the equal sign. Another quotation mark. So we're going to put another alpha, the plus key, which is the quotation mark. Comma is by and above the 7 key. A, again, alpha, the math key. That's your first line of programming. Congratulations. Moving on to the second line of programming. You press in enter, you get these 2 dots, and you start off again. You're going to do pretty much the exact same thing. Program, go 1 over, input, and you're going to have NR this time, which is the Reynolds number. So we're going to put alpha, N, alpha, R, which is the multiplication key, equals second test, equals, enter. So we got equals, and this is going to be your B value. So we're going to put quotation marks again, alpha, and comma, B this time, alpha, B. And there you go. On to your third line. So we're just whizzing right through this. Hopefully we'll get through the examples before our time is up. Enter, and you're going to get display this time. So program, 1 over display, which is the third one. Enter, display. So we're going to put a whole thread in, but first we got to put in the quotation marks. Alpha, the plus key. Second alpha, because we're going to put in a whole bunch of letters right now. And this is going to be friction factor equals. Friction factor equals. So let me see if I could write that down. A, B, C, D, E, F, F. Friction. A, B, C. Friction. T. Very simplistic program, actually. Just can't find the letters, that's all. This is like the hardest part about writing the whole program, is finding these letters. I know they're in alphabetical order, but when you're used to like computers and keyboards, you forget all about it. Oops, I made a mistake. Okay, so to get a space bar from friction, put alpha 0, that'll give you a space bar. And we're gonna put in factors. So turn the alpha back on. Alpha lock. Factor FACTOR. There you go. Friction factor equals, second math key, enter, and we're gonna put in our quotations again. We use these quotations a lot in programming, actually. Not that I know anything about programming, but it looks like that way. Now we use the comma key, comma, and this is where you're gonna start putting in your formula. So we put in a bracket. We're gonna put in 0.25 close bracket divided by, and then we're gonna put in these big brackets here. So it's gonna be, one of these big brackets is second, the bracket. We're gonna put in big brackets. Now we're gonna put in log, the log button. And it's gonna be 1 over, I'll put in another bracket just to be on the safe side. 1 over 3.7 multiplied by A. Well, actually, you know what? Let's put this into a bracket as well, just to make sure. 3.7 multiplied by alpha A. Alright, put in the closed bracket for this one. Put in another closed bracket. Plus, and then we're going to put in a bracket here. 5.74. Just make sure, put everything in brackets just to make sure that it just does it by itself. 5.74 divided by B, alpha B, to the power of bracket 0.9 closing bracket, and then we're gonna close that B over. So close the B. How many brackets do you have? Lost count of the brackets. No, I think that's it. That's the bracket there. And to the power of 2. And there you go. And we're gonna put in the big bracket, because remember we had a big bracket at the top, so we're gonna put in wait a minute. Is this big bracket on the outside? Yeah, this big bracket goes on the outside. Sorry, folks. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over second insert, and we're gonna go the big bracket. Hopefully we get all these big brackets right, or our program is gonna be, well, it's not gonna work. Alright, second insert is over. Alright, power 2. And this is it. This is pretty much our program. Let me just check if I got the brackets right. Okay, 1, 2, that's okay. This is log, and okay, 1 over, yep, we got those right, plus 5.74 b to the power of 0.9 bracket, and bracket, this doesn't exist. Sorry folks, this bracket doesn't exist. So we're gonna delete that bracket. Alright, so I think we're ready to run our program. I don't think it's necessary to put an end program. You could do that if you want, but judging by this, I think this is over with. So we're gonna go back to second quit, program, and we're going to try to run it using execute. So you want to put your program in, execute 1, press enter. That's Moody's. You press enter again. It's going to give you your D over E. Let's try these ones here. D over E as 150. Enter. Oh, okay. Go to NR. Oh, we didn't put in a quotation mark. Okay, so let's put in the quotation mark here. Second insert. Second insert. And we're going to put in a quotation mark. Alpha. The quotation mark key. And that should be okay. Second. Quit. Oops. Second quit. Clear. Program. Execute. Moody's. Alright. So D over E. 150. NR is 6.7, 6.7, and to the times 10 to the power of, oops, 6.7 times 10 to the power of 3, which is, where's the exponents? Oh, there we go. Second E to the power of 3 equals. Damn, man. Damn. It's not working. Go to. I knew it. We had a bracket. I think we got a second insert. We're going to put in a closing bracket. Second quit. Okay, let's try this again. DE 150. Enter. NR is 6.7. E3. And there you have it. I know it took a lot of corrections and a lot of mistakes and what have you, but now it works. Let's try another one. Press and enter. D over E 2000. I knew we were missing a bracket somewhere. Well, I was missing a bracket. And R 1.6. Oops. Why do I keep doing that? 1.6. Second E and to the power of 4. And yep, everything matches. So there you have it. Well, I'll do one more just to prove it to you. 2. What am I doing? Just entering numbers randomly. D over E. We'll do the 733. Reynolds number is 2.5. 2.5 to the power of 5. And enter. And there you go, 0.02229, and it's the same thing as that. And there you go. This is, yeah, I know I put you guys through a lot of hell just to get you to program this, but I think it's worth it now. So there you go. This will save you a lot of time, especially on tests. And if you really like this video, just put in your comments, and I'll make sure that I hear them, and I'll take the constructive criticism, and maybe I'll fix it. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video.